Okay, I had a little interruption there, so I'm back. And we're going to take up where we left off. This needs to be a little bit lighter right here. I got a light coming through the back side of this. Just a little one. Kind of making this a gradual change of values here instead of a real harsh one. And then I can throw a little bitty one right there. Maybe a little bit lighter than that. Like such. That'll do for right now. I've got a pretty good highlight right here. Kind of sneak up on that. And then maybe bust it real good here. Like that. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to make me some more dust color. Might cut that down just a little bit instead of having it so light. And I'm gonna just, I'm pouring the texture to it. I'm shoveling it on my brush. It's on my brush, it's not in my brush. So when I touch that canvas, it comes off. And it's a brush stroke. And that's how you create texture. By having it on your brush, not in your brush. And we just put that right there. Now where this goes into this darker part right here, you can be very careful and pull these edges together to where there's a gradation of these values. this, folks, is just as important. This texture is just as important as your lights and your darks, your values, and your intensities. It's just as important. I cannot emphasize that enough. So important that you get your lights, your darks, and your lights, and your textural differences here in the proper relationships in order to create this feeling of volume and weight, and like you can pick this up, and also create this feeling of air and space and going back into the distance. When you get all of that in the proper relationship, then you created an illusion that this is real. And once again, when the back and the front of this object, this glass, goes around and they meet right there, then it's so thick that it becomes opaque. And in order to create that feeling of transparency, you got to have a difference here and here. Here, the back and the front is further apart, so you have more transparency here than you do on the edges. So, I have spoke about that now. That's important. Now I'm going to take this dry brush as well as a clean brush anyway, and I'm just going to pull the edge. I'm not going to fool with any of that back in there. Although I do need to take that ridge right there out of there. It's not working. You don't want to. That stops it too much. And this edge over here needs to be lost somewhat. So I'll do that too. That's why I paint the background sometimes 3 or 4 times. Some people that are a lot more talented than I am don't have to do that, so I don't know who they are though. You see what I'm talking about? I don't want to do that. So what we'll do is just take that off of there. And I will have to mix up a little more paint here, a little darker. A little darker. A little darker dust color. All right, here you got light coming through it, or either it's a reflective light. I don't know which. I can't see what's over there, so. Same thing over here. This is where they come around and where it meets. And I'm painting this thin because it's on the dark side. Okay, I think what I'm going to do right now is take that ridge out of there. this ridge right here, and I'm gonna take this background, it's wet, I'm just gonna put it on top of it. Take that little ridge off. Might wanna redefine that a little bit, but you see the difference here? You have this value is light and that value is dark. This value is light, this value is dark. This intensity or this temperature is warmer than that. That's cooler than this. And then of course you have your differences between of your textures. This is impasto, this is real thin and transparent right there, so that you've got a difference there. Okay, now what I want to do right now is to kind of lose this edge. I don't want this edge to be so hard. I want it to be kind of so I'm just going to paint this background color on top of this and just kind of make it a little fuzzy. Fuzzy Wuzzy. Now, I'm not going to say Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. I just don't do that. You gotta work it. You gotta manipulate it. You can't let it control you. Okay, now I think I'm going to give me some dark in here and mix me up some more. I'm about out here. Raw umber, a little ultramarine blue. More than likely, I'm going to lighten this side over here just somewhat, not very much, but just a little bit. So I'm going to wet this up right here. This is what makes it look like it's transparent. Being able to see through this. We've got a lot of reflections up there though that we're going to handle. All the way down here, but we're gonna put something that's a little bit on the lighter side too. And all of this is fairly gradual. So I'm just pulling it together right now. Hello?